Hello, good morning, my brothers and my sisters. I welcome you again to the second edition of our discussion on sex education for the youth. Sex education that is pure and sex education that is holy. In our first episode, we considered the reason why youths and young people engage in premarital sex. Today, we want to discuss on sexual acts that are very, very easy for our youths and people to engage in. Sexual acts that our young people easily find themselves. Not only young people, but adults too find themselves. I welcome you all, as many who are watching from different parts of the world. May the Lord bless you and keep you as you follow us. Today I want to discuss on many types of sexual acts that people engage in. Sex is a word, a compound word. It seems very simple, but it multiplies itself in so many acts. This is one particular act that the Bible calls a sin. It seems as if so many people mention sex so much in churches, in outside places. Sex is not the only sin people commit, especially in the negative. But the issue is that sex does not only end up physically, but it is an act that affects both the body, the soul, and the spirit man. One who engages in sex is not just engaging emotionally. The person engages physically, spiritually, and otherwise. Whosoever that is joined to a prostitute has also joined the person in his or her mind, and the soul, and the spirit. Now, sex is one word, but it has so many acts with so many names attached to them. Let's begin by mentioning them. The first one is lust. L-U-S-T, lust. Lust is one sexual sin that people engage in. Youths are found in it. Adults are found in it. What is lust? Lust is simply developing a passion towards someone who is attracted to you for the sake of getting an emotional sexual unity. Lust exposes one to have an imaginable sex within the heart or within the mind. Physically, you may not be engaged in the sexual act, but in the heart and in the mind, the act is already going on. Lust is always seen to be imaginary. It's always by imagination. The mind is already practicing what the heart, the physical body, is not practicing. Sometimes through lust, it can lead to other parts of sexual sin. Youths are involved in it. Christians are involved in it. Muslims are involved in it. Everyone seems to find themselves in it. Is lust a sexual sin? Yes, it is. When Jesus was speaking, he said, what makes a man to be defiled? He said it is what comes from the inside, not actually from the outside. Lust comes from the inside. Physically, you can be looking at someone, but you are lusting after the person in your heart. Jesus said, if you look at a woman lustfully, you have already committed a sin with the person, either as a man or as a woman. So this is one sexual act that so many people are very free in engaging. Those who do not want it are struggling to come out of it. Those who are not aware are already engaging in it. Lust lives with us in our generation. Can someone overcome lust? The answer is yes. It only takes a pure heart. When the eyes, when the ears, when the nose and the mouth, the 5 senses of the body, when they are pure, the heart will be pure. Don't be deceived. Anything you see or anything you hear has a way of working in your heart. If the heart is pure, then every other thing will be pure. The second sin that sexually people commit, both young men and women, is what you call fornication. Fornication is a word that is described, particularly sexual intercourse with those who are not married. That is actually the word in its basic Greek interpretation. Fornication. When you see 1 or 2 persons enter into sexual intercourse and they are not married, such an act is said to be fornication. Among the youths, there is fornication. Among those who are growing as boyfriends and girlfriends, there is fornication. It is everywhere, generally in our society. Can someone still overcome fornication? Yes. Fornication can be overcome if only one determines to stop it. The issue is this: the body is not made for food. Even if the body is made for food, but without food, the body can still stay. If not, during fasting, sex can still be an act someone can overcome. Sexual acts are only made to be practiced within the marriage bond. When those who are not married allows their emotions, hormones to overtake them, such people are said to enter into any act of fornication. You can overcome. We can overcome. The world can overcome. It depends on how we see it. The third point I want to add or say, sexual acts that are engaged by our youth. The third one is what we call bestiality or zoophilia. Bestiality or zoophilia. The word zoophilia comes from the short form zoo. It has to do with animals. That seems to be somehow someone may be saying it's surprising. Do you know that in our time, people have sex with animals? Human beings are no more comfortable for sexual acts. Youths practice this. Men who are married or women who are married still practice this. Let me mention some animals that may be so popular, which people do. You may not be aware, but our world is changing. Do you know that both male and female have sex with dogs? Dog is an animal that is actually known for sex. The passion of sex for any dog is very high, especially when they are in the heat. Human beings find sexual satisfaction. Some human beings, some people, some sets of people, some individuals find themselves very comfortable in having sex with a dog. You will ask how? Is it out of thinking? Is it just an imagination? What on earth will help someone or make someone to have sex with a dog? But it has been happening. Have you ever seen that even men are marrying dogs, wedding them in a marital relationship? It is happening in our time. Have you confirmed it that it is true? Secondly, people have sex with horses. Horse seems to be like an animal that is high, in the height, people derive joy in having sex with horses. This is bestiality or zoophilia. People have sex with snakes. I mean reptiles, snakes. How on earth? Can it be possible? Yes, my brothers. Yes, my sisters. People are doing so. They are having sex with animals, with snakes. Monkeys and baboons also have sex with men and women. Some of these practices may not be done within your area, but somehow it may have been happening. Have you seen in the news, within the internet, that some men are caught having sex with a goat, a fowl, a chicken that you can find in the house, in the poultry? Someone derives joy in having sex, forcing himself or herself on an animal, no matter how small this animal is. This seems to be unimaginable. But behold, brethren, it is happening in our time. I tell you, the world is quickly changing. Sexual acts that I engage with people. The fourth one I may want to share with you is what we call pedophilia. Pedophilia. A person who engages in pedophilia is said to be a pedophile. What does it simply mean? Someone who takes interest in having sex with children. Sex with children. Every act that is passed is against child prostitution or child slavery, sexual slavery. Most of the rapes we have in our time is as a result of pedophilia. Do you know, in primary schools, some teachers do reduce themselves to sleeping with children. Those who feel it is difficult to have friendship with adults, those who feel they can't go to maybe prostitutes to ease their sexual tensions, they decide to carry little children, innocent children who may be younger in age. Do you doubt it? Don't doubt it, it is real. So many people are already engaging in pedophilia acts. There are a lot of people who are sacked from their offices. There are a lot of people who are imprisoned today simply because of such acts. Are you a pedophile? You love having sex with children. You get attracted to them. When you see little boys and girls, even at their ages, maybe in primary ages, maybe in lower schools, maybe in early higher schools, once they are growing up in their early adolescence, some of them are so much innocent and people feel like having sex with them. That is an act we find in our generation. I must tell you that it is wrong. It is one of the acts. Let me share quickly the fifth one, hebephilia. Hebephilia is related to pedophile or pedophilia. Hebephilia is also the passion to have sex with young people. An adult who feels, I don't think I should have sex or enjoy sex with adults. I feel young people are easier. Those who are just growing up, maybe in their early teens, those early teens, young people who are not adults to make decisions for themselves. Once they are teens, they are not mature by law. By legally, you can say they are not yet adults. People who develop interest in knowing these people sexually are described to be engaging in hebephilia. It's a sexual act. Young people engage in it. Adults engage in it. But it is not right. The Bible did not say it is right. And it is not right at all. Let me quickly take the next one. I hope you are enjoying. I hope what we're saying is making sense. Please, if you are watching with us, can you help us share this video? Just click on your system and share it. You can also like us. If you have questions, if you feel what we are saying is good, please, you can put up your comments. We will acknowledge it and we'll be encouraged by that. If you also have a question, we'll be happy to share and answer your question. The next act I want to discuss about is what you call sadism. Sadism or sadomasochism. 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 It seems to be like a big word. That word comes from sadist. A sadist is someone who derives joy in making someone to be bitter, in causing pain in the lives of another person. Do you know that people who are sadists always feel happy when you are in pain? For this purpose of our discussion, a sadist is someone who derives sexual pleasure by causing pain to another person. They can lock you up. They can put chains on you. They can put marks on you. They can remove blood from your body by any means. And by doing that, they force you into sex. The more you cry, the more they are happy. The more they see you in pain, that brings them sexual satisfaction. They are called sadists. They are there in the society. You may not know about them. You may not have seen them, but they are there. They operate everywhere. Have you seen a sadist before? Someone who derives joy, sexual pleasure in causing pain in the lives of another person. Please, a sadist can still change. All these sexual acts we are mentioning, if someone is interested, he can come out of them. Another one I want to explain is what you call sexual harassment. Sexual harassment. Have you been in the university before? Have you heard from a friend before who tells you, someone is always bothering me, someone is always making me annoyed, someone is always disturbing me? Why is the person disturbing you? He wants to have sex with me. By all means, whatever it takes, the person harasses me, whether by bullying, whether by words, whether by sentimental actions, whether by discrimination. People get so much discriminated against when it comes to sexual things. People are harassed sexually. Do you notice in the offices, when you have a boss or you have a secretary or someone who works in the office, by all means he wants to take you away. He wants to take you to lunch. He wants you to sleep with him or her. What about married persons who are working in offices and your boss wants to do anything possible to sleep with you? You do your best to stop, and such a person say, no, until I have my way, I will not give you peace. Sexual harassment is an act. It's a sexual act people engage in. Physically, they are not having physical sex, but they are already falling guilty of a sexual sin. Lecturers who force students, if I don't sleep with you, I will not pass you in this course. And those students are put in a very tight corner. Some will go to higher hotels for you and pay you, and you sleep with them only to satisfy your human ego. You harass students anyhow. You threaten them. If you don't fall in, I will do this. Even those who eventually have fallen with you. Today, some people may even record in videos and tell you, if you don't cooperate, we will expose you in the internet. And then they will keep so many people bound in their heart and in their mind. It's a sexual act that is wrong. I don't think it is good and better. It's a sexual act that is also engaged by our youth. The next sexual act that is engaged by our youth is what you call exhibitionalism. Exhibitionalism. What does it mean? The word comes from exhibit. What does it mean in relation to sexuality? There are people who like showing off. What do they show? They obtain sexual satisfaction and arousal and gratification when they expose someone's genitals. Such people like peeping. They like watching people who are having sex. They like exposure. They want to watch you bath. They can create any window or any avenue to watch you. When they see you naked, when they see you bathing, when they see you having your sexual organs exposed, it makes them happy. They like it. They can go to any extent to put themselves in a way to get sexual satisfaction. These people are called exhibitionists. They exhibit only to get sexual satisfaction. They are everywhere. In the western part of the country, they are there. In the eastern part of the country, they are there. Western part of the world, you will find them. In the southern part of the world, northern part of the world, they are there. Always there to exhibit these characters. I think it is wrong, but these are acts that our people are finding themselves in. Young people find themselves in it. Adults also find themselves in it. Let me proceed by discussing another one. What is this one? Voyeurism. Voyeurism. What is voyeurism? Voyeurism is also piquing interest, sexual gratification, arousal, especially when you see other people naked. Why do people get interest in pornography? What they are looking for is to get sexual gratification so that they can satisfy themselves. A voyeurist is someone who piques interest only in watching others expose their sexual organs, expose their nakedness. But do you know that Noah in the Bible cursed his son Ham? Why? Ham saw him naked and laughed. He saw his father's nakedness, and when the father woke up, he cursed him. But the other two brothers, Japheth and Shem, when they wanted to cover their father's nakedness, they used their back. They didn't want to see their father's nakedness. Mothers and fathers, do you know that it is not right to be dressing in front of your children? Do you know it is not good exposing yourself? What about people who sit in churches? They expose even their private parts as a kind of, causing lust to the men of God. What about people who dress to kill? Some of them exposes their inner wares. How is someone, who is dressed, yet your inner wares are being exposed? Voyeurists attract sexual gratification by that. But it is not right. It is very, very wrong. Therefore, I invite you, I share with you, even as we look at this sexual act, only one word, sex, but it multiplies itself in so many ways. Are you enjoying this live clip? Please, can you help us and share this video with someone else? Maybe someone may be blessed by it. Please, you can also like us. It will help you. It will help somebody. Let me proceed. I've already mentioned so many. We are considering sexual acts people engaging in this generation. There are so many of them, but I'm picking those that are so rampant in our situation. The next one I will talk about is the word you call fetishism. 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 From the word fetish. That seems like a word that originates from an idol worship this. But that simply means obtaining sexual gratification from objects. I don't doubt today there are people who use sexual toys to satisfy themselves. Human natural sexuality does not satisfy them again. Some people use so many things to masturbate. Some people use so many objects to get sexual satisfaction. You can find this more in masturbation. And even in sexual intercourse, people can use candles. People can use cucumber. People can use so many things. People can produce so many things just to get sexual satisfaction. When you get sexual interest and gratification through objects, that is fetish. That is fetishism. That is bringing a worship on that particular object. It's a kind of worship. When you say someone is fetish, what it simply means is that the person is worshiping or paying allegiance to something that is not God or something that is not worthy of worship. So when an object becomes a point of worship to get sexual satisfaction, then that is fetishism. I want to share very few, and then I'll be ending up this episode again. Please, if you like what we are doing, can you please like us? Can you please help us and share this video? And another thing you can help us do, you can follow us up in our Twitter account. You can follow us in our website. I will give you the details as we keep on going. Another sexual act that is engaged by our youths and adults in our generation today is what you call necrophilia. Necrophilia. This one seems to be a deviant act. It is connected deeper into someone whose life is complex. Why? Mostly you find it in occultism. Mostly you find it in when someone wants to go into acts of money making or rituals. What does it simply mean? Do you know that people sleep with corpse? A corpse. I mean a dead person. There are morticians, those who work in the morgues, who will tell you, I only develop interest in having sex with corpses. For a natural person, a living person, there is no sexual interest is no more there. Passion is not there. Having sex with a living person. They derive joy in sleeping with a corpse. When someone dies, they can go to the mortuary. They can even sleep with the person at home before taking the person to the morgue. It's an act. People who enter into rituals can be told and said, this is the condition you can make money. Human beings can go to any extent to do anything. These are sexual acts. People engage in them, and it is usually very, very disgusting. Have you heard about these things before? Are you also interested in doing them? Are you also practicing them? The next sexual act that is generally practiced by majority of our youth and young people is what we call masturbation. Masturbation. Men masturbate. Females masturbate. What is masturbation? When you personally lead yourself into sexual gratification, or when with the help of someone You get sexual satisfaction without actually the real intercourse. Individuals practice it. Boys who are growing up in their early adolescence masturbate. How does it start? Someone notices that peradventure as a male, the sexual organs, the penis, keeps rising. Sexual passions keep increasing. People, when they want to bath, because they have no one to practice physical sex, they masturbate. They can do that with toys. They can be fingering themselves. Females do the same. Males do the same. It is done in so many areas. People who go to church, people who go to mosque, people who find themselves in different homes masturbate. Children do masturbate. Adults do masturbate. But people keep these things to themselves. Sexual acts that are practiced in our homes. It is practiced in the schools. It is practiced in the universities. It is practiced in the hostels. It is practiced in dormitories. It is practiced in single apartments. When you feel your partner is not at home, or when even if you are married or married and you want to ease or get some sexual satisfaction, people masturbate through different means or through different toys or using different avenues. It can even be combined or group masturbation. A man and a man can masturbate. A man and a girl can masturbate. Any person can do that. That is a sexual act that is committed by our people. It's an act that people need to change from. Let me share one more with you, and then I'll add some few, and then we can go. The next point is what you call prostitution. Prostitution. What is prostitution? A sexual act that allows one to gain something in terms of payment in exchange for his or her body. There are male prostitutes. There are female prostitutes. Who are they? What do they do? Simply what they do is that they gain something from somebody, and in exchange they give their body for it. They receive payment either in money or with any gift or one favor or the other. I'll give you a job on the condition that you will sleep with me. I'll pay you 5,000 or 10 or 20 or any amount only to sleep with you. Someone who wants to get something by all means, and the only way to get it is by selling your body sexually. Women sell themselves, some women, into prostitution. It may be legal, it may not be legal. It may be formal, it may not be formal. People are giving you money and sleeping with you. A woman said, I have children. I can't take care of them. But I have an uncle, my husband's brother. He always sleeps with me, and he gives me money to take care of the children. All these acts can be interpreted to be prostitution. Are you engaged in any of these things? Either as a young girl, as a young man, either as someone who is interested in this. Sexual acts engaged by people in our generation. Please, I say this again. If you are enjoying us, we welcome you into this platform. We will want to hear from you. Do you have any question? Do you have any comment? What we are saying, is it making any sense to you? Please help us and share this video with you. As you share this clip, some other person who is in your world will join us and benefit from it. It can help somebody live pure in our generation. You can also like us. You can find us in our Twitter account. You can find us in our website. and God will bless you. I want to share 2 more before I go with you. What are the 2 more I want to share with you that are sexual acts? I came across something one day that made me annoyed. I was so worried. What is it? Do you know that people can have sex with trees? I mean standing trees. Tree, a living tree that is standing in the forest, standing in the garden. Someone goes, gets naked, and start practicing sex on a tree, and that gives joy. The world is seriously changing, and I must say that these are acts that our people are engaging in. Let me conclude with the last one: homosexuality and lesbianism. Homosexuality and lesbianism. Today, practicing sex with the same sex person seems to be accepted in some quarters. An act I see that even in the Bible times it has been as old as the world. In the days of Noah, in the days of Lot in the Bible, men were seen to be homosexuals. Men who visited people prefer to have sex with fellow men. People are getting married today, male and male, woman and woman. Instead of developing passion and sex for the opposite sex, their interest goes to those who are of the same nature. I know a lot of people is battling with this. You may have reasons to support your sexual orientation, but he that made them from beginning made them male and female. God did not create sex only for it to be consumed between man and man. The originator of sex